Good morning everyone. In the previous class we learned about the image formation by the concave mirror. Image formation by the concave mirror and the ray diagrams of the concave mirror at different positions of the object. Okay, in this class we are going to learn the ray diagrams of convex mirror. Ray diagrams of convex mirror. First the representative rays and the ray diagram of the convex mirror when the object is placed in front of the convex mirror where the image will be formed. Okay, so let us start with the representative rays in case of convex mirror. Okay, so first ray 1, as in the case of as we have already learned in the case of concave mirror, in convex mirror also let us take the ray 1, which is the ray which is parallel to the principal axis. A ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis. Let us take a ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis. This is the incident ray in case of this convex mirror. And after reflection, as we already know that when the rays gets incident on convex mirror, they diverge. They do not converge, they diverge from the mirror. As now here also the ray will be diverged. The ray will be diverged. Yes. So here when we represent, it is a pole and focus, center of curvature. Yes, the ray is diverged here. Yes, the ray is diverged after reflection. But when you observe this reflected ray from there, when you observe this reflected ray from here, then it looks like, it appears like that it is coming from the focus. It appears that it is coming from the focus. Yes, now concentrate here clearly, properly. Here these are the real rays. It is the real ray, incident ray, and after reflection it is getting back, that is it is diverged. That is also the real ray. But here this is the virtual ray. It is the virtual ray, it is not real. Just we are extrapolating the reflected ray. Yes, that is appearing to pass through the focus. Yes, so now the first ray 1 is a ray 1 or the representative ray 1 in case of convex mirror. When the parallel ray gets incident on the convex mirror, after reflection, the ray seems to be coming from, the ray appears to be coming from focus, or the ray appears to be passing through the focus. So this is the ray 1 in case of convex mirror. So in case of concave mirror, what we have seen, when a ray is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it passes through the focus. That is a real ray. But here the ray is diverged, and when you extrapolate the reflected ray, that appears to pass through the focus. Right? Here we are including one thing, that the ray appears to pass through. Yes, it appears to pass through the focus. Yes. Next, ray 2. So what is the first ray? When a ray parallel to the principal axis is it's getting incident on the convex mirror, after reflection it appears to pass through the focus. Next, ray 2. Ray 2. Here, what is the ray 2? We have taken the converse rule to the first rule, or the converse ray to the first ray. So what is that? Here let us take the convex mirror, pole, principal axis, focus, center of curvature. Yes, the ray which is appearing to pass through the focus, a ray which is appearing to pass through the focus. This ray is appearing to pass through the focus. So this is incident ray. But when it gets reflected here, when it gets incident here, then after it will be reflected. So in the reflection process, it passes parallel to the principal axis. A ray which is appearing to pass through the focus, after reflection it passes parallel to the principal axis. Yes, so it is not this is up to here it is the real ray. Yes, from here to here it is virtual ray. It is appearing to pass through the focus. After reflection it passes parallel to the principal axis. So that is a ray 2. And next ray 3. Ray 3, in the same manner, pole, focus, center of curvature. Now let us take the ray which is appearing to pass through the center of curvature. A ray which is appearing to pass through the center of curvature. Yes. So let us take a ray which is appearing to pass through center of curvature. That means here it is the incident ray. Then when it gets incident here, then it will be reflected back from here itself. Yes. So that retraces the same path, right? So that retraces the same path, that reverses its path. So then when you extrapolate this ray, it appears to pass through the center of curvature, right? So this is the ray 3. So ray 1, ray 2 and ray 3. Ray 1 is when the parallel ray gets incident on the convex mirror, it diverges. It diverges. When you extrapolate the diverged ray, it appears to pass through the focus. Yes, this is for rule 1. And rule 2 or ray 2. Yes, so when the ray is parallel, when the ray is appearing to pass through the focus, after reflection, it passes parallel to the principal axis. Then ray 3, a ray which is appearing to pass through the center of curvature, after reflection, it retraces the same path. That's it about the 3 rules or 3 representative rays of convex mirror. Yes, so let us draw the ray diagram based on these 3 representative rays. So let us take the convex mirror and let us place an object at any place in front of a convex mirror. So this is the reflecting surface, non-reflecting surface. So object O dash or AB also you can take, there is no problem in that. So here it is a pole, focus, center of curvature. So let us take the first ray, a ray which is parallel to the principal axis. This is ray 1. Ray 1. After reflection, it will be diverged. The ray will be diverged, and when you extrapolate this ray, it appears to pass through the focus. We have taken the parallel ray, which is a ray which is parallel to the principal axis. Then after reflection, the ray is diverged. When you extrapolate this or extend this reflected ray, then it is appearing to pass through the focus. Yes, so it is the virtual ray we have taken. Next, another ray, a ray which is appearing to pass through the center of curvature. A ray which is appearing to pass through the center of curvature. Yes, it retraces the same path. And when you observe these 2 virtual rays, when you observe these 2 extrapolated rays or extended rays, these 2 rays are meeting at this point. And this will be the image point, that is I dash. I dash. O dash is the object and I dash is the image. And what is the nature of image and what are the properties of image? So here object is like this and the image also like this. Erect image, that means same type of image. So it is erect image, and the image is formed inside the mirror or on the screen. The image is formed inside the mirror, it is not formed on the screen, right? So the image is formed inside the mirror, that is why it is a virtual image. Yes, so here what is the nature of image or properties of the image? That is first one, virtual, because it is formed inside the mirror, it cannot be taken on screen, that is why it is virtual image. Virtual, erected or erect means straight image, it's not inverted, is straight image. Yes, virtual, erect. Is it diminished image or enlarged image? The image is smaller than the object or larger than the object or same sized as the object. It is smaller size. It is a diminished image. And where it is formed? It is formed inside the mirror. So these are the properties of the image formed by the convex mirror. Wherever you place the object in front of a convex mirror, this type of image will be formed. The properties of the image will be like this. That means virtual image will be formed, erect image will be formed, diminished image, and the image will be formed inside the mirror. Yes, and where it will be formed? Between focus and pole. Between focus and pole inside the mirror. Yes, so it will not be formed here and here. Yes, it forms nearer to the mirror, wherever the object is there. But the image distance is this much itself. Yes, so object distance, it is irrespective of the object distance, image distance will be like this. Image distance is always less than the object distance in case of a convex mirror. That is why these convex mirrors are always used in rear view mirrors in automobiles, like side mirrors of bikes and side mirrors of cars, in all these, to observe the vehicles which are coming back. Yes, so to observe like that, so these convex mirrors are used. So far we have discussed about that when the object is placed in case of when the object is placed in front of a convex mirror or concave mirror, based on the object positions where the images will be formed, and what are the properties of those images. So that we have learned with the first one with the lab activity, and next with the ray diagrams. Now if a focal length of a lens is given and image distance is given, then they have asked to find out the object distance. And next, in a simple case, a focal length of a lens is given as 5 centimeters and object distance u is given as 15 centimeters, and they asked to calculate what is the image distance and where the image will be formed when an object is placed at 15 centimeters away from the concave mirror or convex mirror. Yes, and its focal length is 5 centimeters and where the image will be formed. Yes, ippadi varaku just manam ray diagrams tho plus lab activity తో, సో వీటి ద్వారా మనం ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ని ఎక్కడ పెడితే ఇమేజ్ ఎక్కడ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది, కాన్వెక్స్ మిర్రర్ లో గానీ కాన్కేవ్ మిర్రర్ లో గానీ, సో ఎక్కడ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ పెడితే ఇమేజ్ ఎక్కడ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అనేది తెలుసుకున్నాం. బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఫోకల్ లెంత్ వాల్యూస్ ఇస్తారు. సో వాల్యూస్ ఇచ్చేసి ఫోకల్ లెంత్ ఇచ్చారు, ఆబ్జెక్ట్ డిస్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చారు, ఇమేజ్ ఎక్కడ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది కనుక్కోమన్నారు. Yes, further what do we need? We need a relation among those three. Yes, what are those three? Focal length, object distance, and image distance. Focal length is represented by small f, right? And object distance u and image distance v. Yes, so if we know the relation among these three, then we can calculate the image distance or object distance or focal length, whatever. So if two are given, another one we can calculate, and we can estimate the image position based on the object distance and focal length. Right? So what is the relation among these three? Okay, so here let us see the relation 1 by f equals to 1 by v plus 1 by u. So this is the relation among focal length, object distance, and image distance. Okay, so this is the relation among these three. So far we have discussed about concave mirror and convex mirror, their ray diagrams, and mirror formula. Mirror formula, that is 1 by f equals to 1 by v plus 1 by u. So that is a mirror formula that we have discussed up to now, right? So then while using the mirror formula, every time while we use mirror formula, we have to use some sign conventions. Either that we have the mirror formula that 1 by f equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v, so that is 1 by f equals to 1 by u plus 1 by v, or else 1 by v plus 1 by u, there is no difference. So for this we have to use the signs, positive sign or negative sign, or focal length should be taken positive or negative, object distance should be taken positive or negative, image distance should be taken positive or negative, so that should be known. Yes, so those signs, SIGNS signs, okay, those signs, for taking those signs we have some rules. Those are called as sign conventions for the mirror formula. First, while measuring all these distances, focal length, object distance, and image distance, these three are nothing but the distances. Yes, what is focal length? The distance between pole and focus is called focal length. It is a distance. The distance between pole and center of curvature is called radius of curvature. Yes, so that is also a distance. And next, the distance between pole and object is object distance. That is also a distance. And the distance between a pole and image, if the image is formed between the image and the mirror, so that is also a distance. So all these distances, these are all distances. So all these distances should be measured from pole. All the distances should be measured from pole. So if let us take focal length. Yes, focal length should be measured from pole to focus, not from focus to pole. Is it right? Yes. So focal length should be measured from pole to focus, not from focus to pole. Object distance should be measured from pole to object, not from object to pole. Right? So every distance must be started measuring from pole. Yes, all the distances must be measured from pole. That is the first sign convention. Yes, next, second. Okay, so we are measuring the distance. All the distances should be measured from pole, and now we are going to measure the distance. Okay, let us take first distance, that is object distance. Let us measure object distance. Okay, so this is the object, it is placed here, B and center of curvature. Yes, so let us measure the object distance. So here, if you draw the ray diagram like this, the incident ray will be fallen. Yes, so like this the incident ray will be fallen and it will be the reflected ray, and if you take another ray, the ray 2, and it is the reflected ray, and here the image will be formed. The image is between F and C. This is I dash. Yes, so it is the ray diagram. In this we have to measure the focal length, object distance and image distance. Yes, all the distances should be measured from pole. Yes, let us measure the object distance now. Object distance, it is nothing but it is the distance between pole and object. Yes, so we are measuring from pole to object. So we are measuring in this direction. Yes, from my right side to left side I am measuring. Yes, that means from pole to object, in this direction I am measuring. This is the direction that I am measuring the object distance. Yes, here while taking the sign for that object distance, we have to consider the incident ray. Yes, in which direction the incident ray is present and in which direction we are measuring the distance. Okay, that is important here. Let us take the rule. In the direction of incident ray, the distance which is measured in the direction of incident ray should be taken positive. The distance which is measured in the direction opposite to the direction of incident ray, should be taken negative sign. Yes, so here this is the direction of incident ray. From there to here, it is the direction of incident ray. And how we are measuring here? From pole to object. Incident ray is from object to mirror, and we are measuring from mirror to object. So we are in opposite direction to the direction of incident ray, right? So we are measuring in the direction opposite to the direction of incident ray. So that is why it should be taken negative. Yes, if we are measuring in the direction along this direction, yes, so if the object is here, yes, at that time we should take a positive, but there is no chance for the object to be here, right? Yes, so here in this case object distance should be taken negative. Yes, for concave mirror object distance is negative. Yes, so while we are measuring focal length, let us measure the focal length. So the focal length is nothing but the distance between pole and focus, from here to here. So as we are measuring from here to here, it is also opposite to the direction of incident ray. Opposite to the direction of incident ray we are measuring. So that is why it also should be taken negative. So focal length also negative for concave mirror. Yes, radius of curvature also should be negative for concave mirror. And next, image distance. Image distance also we measure from pole to image, from mirror to image in this direction we measure, and the direction of incident ray is like this. Yes, that also negative. So for concave mirror, focal length is negative, object distance is negative, and image distance is negative in this case, except one case it is always negative for concave mirror. What is that case? When we place the object in between pole and focus, where the image will be formed inside the mirror. Image will be formed inside the mirror. In that case, image distance will be positive because we measure in the direction of incident ray. Is it clear? Yes. So for concave mirror, focal length always negative, object distance always negative. Yes, image distance negative, always negative, except one case, that is when the object is placed between pole and focus. Is it clear? Yes. And next, height of the image or object. Height of the image. Next sign convention, height of the image or height of the object. For height of the image, height of the object, which type of sign we have to take. Yes, so here let us take height of the image or object to be taken positive if we measure upwards from the principal axis, and it is to be taken negative if we measure downwards from the principal axis, right? So here height of the image or object, if we measure upwards from the principal axis, positive. If we measure downwards from the principal axis, negative. What is that? Let's see. Yes, height. Always we start, yes, if it is placed here, we don't start from O dash to O. Yes, we should start from principal axis to the height of the object. Yes, from downwards to upward we take here. That means from principal axis to upward if we measure, yes, so that should be taken positive. If we measure upwards from the principal axis, we should take positive, and if we measure downwards from principal axis, should be taken negative, right? So in this case, object height of the object should be taken positive, height of the image should be taken negative. Height of the image should be taken negative. Is it clear? Yes. So what are the sign conventions now? Okay, so there are 3 sign conventions. What are those? First one, all the distances must be measured from pole. Yes, and next, the second sign convention about object distance and image distance. Yes, so that if a distance which is measured in the direction of along the direction of incident ray, then that should be taken positive, and if the distance is measured in the direction opposite to the direction of incident ray, that should be taken negative. Yes, so this is second sign convention. Next, third convention is about height of the image or height of the object. Height of the image or object should be taken positive if we measure the height upwards from the principal axis, and it should be taken negative if we measure downwards from the principal axis. Is that clear? Right. Next, for concave mirror, just I said about the sign conventions, and for convex mirror, focal length always positive, because the convex mirror will be in this manner, right? Here the object will be placed O dash, and here the image will be formed, and here the image will be formed, here focal length and center of curvature. Yes, so here in this case, in this convex mirror, first focal length, it is positive because we are measuring in the direction of incident ray. Yes, it is positive, focal length is positive, and object distance negative always. Object will be placed here. Yes, and the direction of incident ray is like this, and we measure in this manner. Yes, in the opposite direction to the incident ray we measure, so that is why object distance negative always, and radius of curvature positive always, focal length positive always, and next, image distance always positive. Image always, it will be formed inside the mirror, so that is why image distance is positive always. Yes, let's see one more time. Focal length for concave mirror, focal length is always negative, object distance is always negative, image distance always negative, except one case. What is that case? When the object is placed between pole and focus. Yes. Next, for convex mirror, focal length always positive, object distance always negative, and image distance always positive. Yes, that's it. So magnification, let us take a concave mirror, and it is pole P, focus, center of curvature, and here an object is placed which is represented as O dash. And let us take one ray which is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, it passes through the focus. Let us take another ray which is passing obliquely to the principal axis, that means making an acute angle with the principal axis. And after reflection, it passes and it makes the same angle. Yes, that is, it makes acute angle with the principal axis. So this is the reflected ray and it is incident ray. And here the image will be formed. Which is I dash. And here from this diagram we can get two similar triangles. Those are I dash P. I dash P. It is a triangle. I dash P. So from figure, triangle I dash P, and we have another triangle, that O dash P. O dash P. Here this is a triangle and this is a triangle. These two are the similar triangles. Yes, I dash P and triangle O dash P are similar. So from similar triangles we can write I dash by O dash equals to Pi by Po. What are the terms we have here? I dash, O dash, and Pi and Po. So what is I dash here? I dash. What is this? Height of the image. It is height of the image. Hi. Yes. Next, O dash. What is this? Height of the object. Ho. And next, what is Pi? Pole to image. That means mirror to image. Is the distance between mirror to image. Image distance V. And next, Pvo. So P to O. Pole to object. The distance between pole to object. Pvo. Object distance. U. Okay. I dash, height of the image. O dash, height of the object. Pi, image distance. Po, object distance. Let us keep the sign conventions for this. Okay. Height of the image should be taken positive or negative. Height of the image should be taken positive or negative. Height of the image we are measuring from principal axis to downwards. Downwards the principal axis we are measuring the height of the image. So minus Hi. Yes. And Ho, height of the object, we measure upwards. Above the principal axis we measure. Yes. So that is plus as usually. There is nothing, means plus we can take. And Pi, image distance, we are measuring in this direction. P to I, in this direction we are measuring. Yes. And the incident ray is like this, in this direction. So we are measuring in the opposite direction to the direction of incident ray. So it should be taken negative. So minus, right? And next, object distance, U. Yes, we measure pole to object. In this direction we are measuring. And incident rays opposite direction. Yes, we are measuring in the opposite direction to the incident ray. So PO, U also should be taken negative. Yes, we have all the letters and we have all the terms with the sign conventions. Okay, let us substitute all these things, all these values in this equation. Yes, I dash by O dash equals to Pi by PO. So here if we substitute here I dash minus Hi by HO equals to Pi, image distance Pi, that is minus V by object distance minus U, and we can cancel this minus and minus, and we have Hi by minus Hi by HO equals to V by U, and if you multiply both sides with a minus sign, we will get Hi by HO equals to minus V by U. So this is the formula for magnification. It is a formula for magnification. M equals to height of the image by height of the object, or it is always equals to minus of image distance by object distance minus V by U. So either height of the image and height of the object is given, we can calculate magnification. In another manner, yes, if we have image distance and object distance, we can calculate magnification. Yes, it is about magnification. Magnification of a mirror is 1. What does it indicate? Yes, so magnification of mirror is 1 means, when do we get magnification of mirror is 1? We have the formula M is equals to Hi by HO, height of the image by height of the object, that is the ratio of height of the image and height of the object is called magnification. Yes, then here I'll give you that height of the object, height of the image I'll give 4 centimeters, and height of the object also I'll give 4 centimeters. A mirror can form, just we placed an object in front of a mirror which has the height 4 centimeters. Just it is placed in front of a mirror. Yes, in front of a plane mirror we placed this object. Its height, for suppose its height is 4 centimeters. Yes, in the mirror also it will be of same size, of same height, right? So 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters, then what we will get? The total value M equals to 1. If magnification is equals to 1, then it indicates magnification of a mirror is 1, it is said, then that indicates that it forms always same sized image. Same sized image. The magnification of a mirror is 1 means that indicates that mirror forms always same sized image. For example, plane mirror. Yes, next, if the magnification is greater than 1, if magnification value is greater than 1, yes, what in case when the magnification is greater than 1? Let us see that, and I'll give another situation that height of the object is 4 centimeters and height of the image is 8 centimeters. Height of the image is 8 centimeters means object is 4 centimeters, image is 8 centimeters means enlarged image. Yes, image height is more. So, okay, let us calculate the magnification in this case. M equals to Hi by HO, and we will get that Hi 8 by 4, we will get 2. Yes, 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Total will be cancelled, then magnification value we will get 2. Is this value greater than 1 or less than 1? Greater than 1. Yes, magnification value is greater than 1. So when the magnification value is greater than 1, that indicates, yes, it forms enlarged images. When the magnification is greater than 1, enlarged image. Enlarged image. Yes, so this can be formed in case of a concave mirror. Yes, concave mirror, it can form enlarged image. Yes, next, if M is magnification is less than 1, then what does it indicate? Yes, if the magnification is less than 1, let us take the height of the image and height of the object. Yes, if the height of the object is 5 centimeters and height of the image is 2.5 centimeters. Yes, and let us calculate hi by ho. Yes, we will get magnification m equals to height of the image 2.5 by 5. Then we'll get m equals to 1 by 2. That's nothing but m equals to 0.5. Magnification value is 0.5 or 0.5, which is less than 1, which is less than 1, and that indicates that it is half sized image will be formed. Yes, so smaller sized image will be formed. That is, if magnification is less than 1, that indicates smaller image or diminished image. So the magnification value will indicate the nature of the image. If the magnification of a mirror is always 1, that indicates the mirror forms always same sized images. Yes, if the magnification of a mirror is greater than 1, yes, it always forms enlarged images. And if it is less than 1, it always forms diminished images. Yes, so here let us take an image. An image has the magnification value 2 or 2.5, then that is enlarged image, and 1.5 enlarged image, 1 same sized image, 0.8 diminished image, 0.7 diminished image. Less than 1, those are all diminished images. Equal to 1, same sized images. More than 1 or greater than 1, enlarged images. Yes, that you have to remember. And next, another situation that okay, if magnification is positive value, it indicates erect image. If magnification is positive value, then it indicates erect image, and if magnification is negative value, then it indicates inverted image. Erect image as well as erect image and virtual image. Erect and virtual, and here inverted and real image. Yes, if the magnification value is positive, then it says that the image is erect image and virtual image. Erect, straightened image, and virtual image. And if magnification value is negative, it indicates that inverted image and real image. Yes, let us take one example. Magnification value of an image is +1, and what is the nature of that image? Yes, so here +1 means m equals to 1, same sized image. Yes, +1 positive means it is erect image and virtual image. Erect image, virtual image, and same sized image. Just with that value we can say that, right? So next, this positive +1 magnification is always for plane mirror. For plane mirror, the magnification value is always +1. Yes, because it always forms erect, virtual, and same sized images. So magnification value of plane mirror is +1 always. Okay, then if m value is given plus 0.8, yes, just forget about the number. Yes, is that number less than 1 or greater than 1 or equals to 1? So that you have to say. Yes, that is less than 1. If the number is less than 1, then what is that? Less than 1, diminished image will be formed. Yes, that number indicates that is diminished image. Yes, and the plus sign indicates erect image, virtual image. Erect, virtual, and diminished image. Erect, virtual, and diminished image. In which cases, for which mirror it is possible? It is possible only for convex mirror. It is possible. So for convex mirror, the magnification value is always positive, and it is less than 1. Yes, for convex mirror. For convex mirror, the magnification value is always less than 1 and it is always positive. And if the magnification is equals to minus 1.5, minus 1.5, 1.5 greater than 1, that indicates yes, it is enlarged image, and minus sign indicates yes, it is inverted image, inverted, real and enlarged image. This is possible in case of concave mirror. So for concave mirror, magnification is minus and minus value, and when you place the object in between P and F, it forms erect image also. It forms a erect image also. Yes, so erect image, virtual image also can be formed by concave mirror. Yes, so it can have the magnification value positive as well as negative. One scenario, when we place the object at center of curvature, in case of concave mirror, in that case it forms same sized image but inverted image, yes. So for concave mirror, the magnification value will be equals to 1, greater than 1 and less than 1, yes, and it can be positive and negative. For convex mirror, it is always less than 1. For plane mirror, it is always equals to 1. For plane mirror, it is always equals to 1. Magnification for convex mirror is always less than 1, but for concave mirror, it is less than 1, greater than 1 and equals to 1. Yes, that is the speciality of concave mirror, right? So that is about the complete information about magnification and all these rules. If you remember these rules, and you can identify the nature of the image clearly based on the values that you get. So clear? Yes. Example problem. So if we discuss it, if we complete it, you will understand what is the mirror formula and how to use it, what is the magnification and how to use it, and everything you will be learnt. Right? So let us see the problem. So let us look into the book. An object of 4 cm size is placed at 25 cm in front of a concave mirror of focal length 15 cm. At what distance from the mirror would a screen be placed in order to obtain a sharp image? Find the nature and the size of the image. So that is the example problem. Yes. So what they have given, an object of 4 cm size. Yes, an object of 4 cm size. An object they have taken and its height or its size is 4 centimeters. That means height of the object is 4 centimeters. Okay, let us write the values which are given in the problem. Yes, height of the object is 4 centimeters. Next, and it is placed at 25 centimeters in front of a concave mirror. Yes, it is clear that it is a concave mirror, and in front of the concave mirror at 25 centimeters distance this object is placed. So object distance is 25 centimeters. Object distance U is 25 centimeters. Yes, and next 25 centimeters in front of a concave mirror of focal length 15 centimeters. Focal length of the mirror is 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters. Focal length is 15 centimeters. Object distance 25 centimeters. And object height of the object is 4 centimeters. 4 centimeters. Let us draw the diagram for this. Let us get the diagram. Concave mirror is pole, focus, center of curvature. Yes, focal length is 15 centimeters. Yes, 15 centimeters. And its radius of curvature will be 30 centimeters. Radius of curvature will be 30 centimeters. And here the object is placed at 25 centimeters. So up to here 30 centimeters. So here it will be the object. Object will be placed between F and C. Object is placed between F and C. Yes, and height of the object they have given 4 centimeters. And they asked to calculate where the screen should be placed. Where the screen should be placed to to get a sharp image or bright image. That means what is the image distance? If we calculate the image distance, there we can place the screen to get the bright image. So V equals to what? How much? Yes. So let us use the sign conventions for this. Yes. Focal length for concave mirror, it is a concave mirror. Focal length is negative. Object distance is negative, and height of the object positive. Height of the object we are measuring from principal axis to upward. Above the principal axis we are measuring. Yes. So positive. Yes. And from mirror formula, from mirror formula, 1 by F equals to 1 by V plus 1 by U. Let's substitute these values in this. Yes, let us write it as 1 by V plus 1 by U equals to 1 by F for your convenience. Yes, 1 by V plus 1 by U. What is that 1 by U? U value 25 centimeters. So minus 25 equals to 1 by F minus 15. Yes, 1 by V minus 1 by 25 equals to minus 1 by 15. Okay, so 1 by V equals to, we can write 1 by 25 minus 1 by 15. 1 by V equals to, here the LCM will be 75. Yes, 3 minus 5. 3 minus 5. Then 1 by V equals to minus 2 by 75. Minus 2 by 75. Then the value will get 37.5. 1 by V equals to minus 1 by 37.5. Minus 1 by 37.5. Then V equals to minus 37.5 centimeters. What is this? It is the image distance. So don't consider this minus. This is not the value. It is just a sign. Yes, 37.5 centimeters is the value actually. So where the screen should be placed? At 37.5. Focal length is 15 centimeters. Radius of curvature 30 centimeters. Yes, 37.5. That means image will be formed here. Yes, between F and C, B and C. Is that clear? Right. So here image is formed at 37.5 centimeters. So the screen should be placed at 37.5 centimeters from the mirror or in front of the mirror. In front of the mirror. So this minus indicates that yes, image should be present here in front of the mirror. It is not inside the mirror. It is in front of the mirror. Yes, this minus sign indicates that one. Right? Yes. From magnification formula we have M equals to HI by HO equals to minus V by U. Yes. So from this we can write here HI, height of the image. We don't know height of the image. We have to calculate. So HI by, what is HO? Height of the object 4 centimeters. So 4 positive only, and minus V. What is that V? Minus 37.5 centimeters by U. What is U? 25 centimeters. That is minus 25 centimeters. So HI equals to, we can write minus gets cancelled here. HI equals to 37.5 into 4 by 25. Minus is like this only here. Right? Yes, HI equals to, yes, here if you do this, then we'll get 1.5 into 4 minus 1.5 into 4. Here HI equals to minus 6 centimeters. Height of the image is 6 centimeters, and that minus negative sign indicates it is inverted image. It is inverted image. Negative sign indicates it is inverted image. Yes, so minus 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters is the height of the image, and this minus value indicates it is inverted and real image. Inverted and real image. So what is the nature of the image and position of the image? Just what they have given here. Focal length is given, object distance is given, and height of the object is given, and we have calculated image distance, and from that we have calculated the height of the image, and nature of the image also we have estimated. So what is the nature of the image here? So properties of the image is, so here position at 37.5 centimeters in front of the mirror. Yes, 37.5 centimeters in front of the mirror. The next, it is nature, position and nature of the image. Yes, it is inverted, real, and 6 centimeters height of the image, and height of the object is 4 centimeters. So enlarged, it is enlarged. So just with the values that we have, focal length, object distance, and height of the object, yes, we can calculate and we can confirm the position of the image and nature of the image totally.